have an announcement to make. I'm very sorry for the people in the theater while watching this with me. I had horrendous gas and it smelled like death. I am so sorry. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Kushi. Am I saying that right? I hope so because it reminds me of another word which I really don't want to say. But what's this about? Pretty simple premise. Boy and girl fall in love. However, the boy comes from a family of atheists and the girl comes from a family that's very religious. Will they mish? Will they mash? Will the parents get involved? Will they like each other at the very end? Let's find out. So, do you like this film? I will not lie, never heard of this movie until Wednesday. I go to the Grand Theater site and it says, coming soon, this Indian film. I said, I've never heard of it. It's very interesting that this is happening. Let me watch the trailer. I watch the trailer and I go, oh no, this is a rom-com that's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Am I going to like this? This is my first time with this type of movie in a movie theater. And I really like this movie. Wow. This could be my top 20 of the year. Not just because the movie is, something unique and different, but there is something in this movie that's a 10-minute monologue or backstory element that made me cry, made me have emotions, and said they did not have to put it in the movie. They did what the screenwriters and directors decided to do with that backstory and evolves the story tenfold that a lot of movies don't do. A lot of movies have these side characters where you're like, oh, that's kind of a dilemma. But this one was like, oh shit, think about life and think about what can occur. Also, what's good about this film, the cinematography. There's some really good cinematography elements with this part of the world and Pakistan versus India, the war going on. And they did make some jokes about it, about that style of living, how you think it's gorgeous. But you know what? Shit does happen in gorgeous parts of the world as well. Yes, there's some negatives. I'd say the fighting sequences are probably the weakest I've seen, and some of the CGI with the dirt bike scene. But let's talk about the movie as a whole. I think the elements, the storytelling are top notch. The whole atheist versus religion. And I would say there's actually three different religions, if I put it that way. The atheist, Catholic, and this one where I'm not going to act like I know what it is, but it's about like this whole moon eclipse thing where something is swallowing the moon instead of a shadow element to it, the science side versus the religion side. And that element to it about, does religion pull us apart? And really, do we need it to pull us apart? Even if you believe in God or not, does it really have to dictate your life and really hate the man or woman next to you? I think having that element of religion into it really enhances the storytelling tenfold. I think the acting is really good in this story. It's very believable about these fighting sequences. There's nothing in it that was like, oh, that's unbelievable, that's unbelievable. The dilemmas they are going through are real-life dilemmas that are not forceful, that are not far-fetched, that are not like, oh, that's movie making. No, that's real-life stuff that I could see occurring in this part of the world and even in America and in the UK. Or in China and Russia. Like, those elements of religion and family really do play a part in a lot of people's lives. Even in the, more like the Christian, Baptist versus Lutheran, Mormon, Jewish. Like, there's some sects where you expect you to stay in your religion. It truly is something that occurs right now in today's day and age. And being a 2 hour and 45-minute movie, do I think it drags in some scenes? Not really. Yeah, there might be 5 minutes here and there where you could speed it up. Like, there's probably one or two, songs that are like, okay, this doesn't have to be like a 5 or 7 minute song, or I felt that way. But there's one song in here about drunkenness and wives that I've never seen before in an Indian movie. And it also was like, oh, they're going there. And I think that's a very interesting and fun dance to do and fun song, even though it's not fun source material to, make fun of. But it's like, I haven't seen that before. It's something different. And I could appreciate the filmmakers for doing something different. Like I said, it's the writing, the side characters, this couple that helping this couple kind of go through their process of child and marriage. This birthday party, that's all I'm going to say. I cried. I had tears coming down my face. More emotional than Blue Beetle 10 freaking fold. I don't care what you say, how it was filmed, the cinematography, the writing was really, really good. Now, if I had to say one glaring flaw of this movie, is actually the action sequences. There's a dirt bike action sequence where I thought, like, oh, this is going to be kind of cool, but you could totally tell they're on a truck or they're on a green screen dolly just kind of doing this, and it doesn't look good whatsoever. And the only other fight sequence is what you see in the trailer, which is on a train. Not good camera motions whatsoever. It's really close ups that don't need to be close ups. And everything that is shown isn't really believable whatsoever. Yes, a lot of these other movies aren't believable, but this one, I would say this is probably the weakest Indian movie that I've seen that has the fight sequences. But the story element to it is extremely top notch. I was entertained. There's a lot you could take from this movie: religion, death, life, marriage problems, how you live your life. It really has resonated with me, and I think this is one of the better movies of the year. So Kishi, if I'm saying that right, I'm so sorry if I'm not, will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Blue Futons. He was at 90%. I won't lie, this is between the 80 and 90% range. But the more I think about this movie and the themes of it, does it way better than a lot of Indian movies and American movies overall. Let's see what the Critics' News scores gave this one. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Audience score a 58% with fewer than 50. There's nothing on the tomato meter. I don't know. Why is it so low for this one? I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought the story elements to it resonated with the audience, and this probably will be my top 20 movies of the year. I don't know what it is with this movie, but even driving home, I was thinking about the themes and the characters and just how the story ended. I don't know what to say. 58.90. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Buton Topi. Buton, think it's a great day. I don't care what you say tomorrow, week from now, month, or a year from now. I love every single one of you. That's all I got. Watch it if you can, because I truly did enjoy this. It is coming on Netflix probably in the next 2 to 3 months. Just heads up.